On.
Now we're on.
Hi.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our March training. I'm Phil Mango.
And I'm Jen Mango.
And here. So let's just jump into things. This is an agenda.
I try to stick to it, and I really don't do a great job, but that's all right.
Okay.
Open us up in a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you and praise you for this time together. We just ask that you are in our thank you for each person that's here, new or not so new. I thank you for the Plexus family and the benefits that Plexus has been to our own family. And I just ask that you are with us and that there's something that inspires and maybe connects with our hearts today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay.
All right. Announcements. You know what? I thought I'd throw the agenda out the window for a second.
Y'all heard it. Blame him.
So since we've got some new people here, and I know we talked to a few of them one-on-one, but real quickly, in 3 minutes or less, so they can and why we do this crazy stuff.
Sure. Lily's very intrigued. I love it.
I love it.
Like,
So cute.
what's going on? So I had, in 2013, I had, I'll back up to, I hired a nutritionist because I was dead set on getting our family healthy. And during that time, we paid about what we paid for Plexus a month to have a nutritionist come in and meet with us and talk to us. And I lost 10 pounds with her over 2 months, but I was pretty miserable.
We were all miserable.
We're all miserable. But I found that I was really miserable being accountable to somebody on a daily basis and feeling very deprived. And the minute she said, okay, well, you take a couple days off because it's 4th of July weekend, I gained that 10 pounds.
You went crazy.
Stop. Not nice.
During
that April to July, I had watched a friend of mine post on Facebook about this thing called Plexus. And it kind of went by my head, and I was just like, whatever. But when she posted her before and after pictures of from about 8 to 10 weeks, and she had lost 40 pounds, I was like, get me somewhere, do I get it? And so Crede, Irby, is my sponsor, and she's in Allen, and she and I had known each other from selling and swapping things on Facebook. Another passion of mine that Phil hates. And long story short, she brought me the sample. She brought us a sample, and I was still answering to the nutritionist. So being the non-confrontational person I was, I left it here and I was like, Phil, I can't tell her because I have to tell her every single thing that goes in my mouth. So you try it and you see what you think. And he was very annoyed, as he is with every direct marketing thing ever before.
I said, if you want to make money or do any of these things, you need to start one, not join one. So I was out. But she gave me a sample to try, and I took it that morning. I thought it tasted like, it was chalky.
I didn't like it. I loved the taste from the very beginning.
So it made me, I couldn't stand it, but I took it. We went to Square Burger in McKinney that night for a little date night, and Jen didn't take it. I had taken it. I ordered the black and blue burger. Love a good burger.
I'm out on the 3-minute version.
Yeah, ate half of it and was full. Jen finished her whole burger and looked at me like, what's wrong with you? Are you sick?
I mean, just so out of character for Phil.
So
he lost 6 pounds in 2 days from trying Slim, left the way that it made him feel. I pretty much jumped on board because he was like, okay, well, I think we should try this. And I was just so excited that he said yes to anything.
With one condition.
With one condition, that I would make back. I didn't look at buying it as a customer and doing the 60-day thing. I was like, if we're going in, it's $34.95. We're signing up to get it the cheapest way possible. So we're going to go ambassador. And he's like, we have to be able to make back the amount of money because I had quit my job in May. I'm a speech pathologist and wanted to stay at home for the summer with the kids. And we kind of had a conditional summer. Like, you're probably going to have to go back in September or August. But let's just see kind of what happens. And so the condition was that I needed to make back the money at the very least for the product.
Right.
And short story, my very first check for 2 weeks of working in July with Plexus was $650.
She was making $1,500 a month as a speech pathologist, working part-time, having to drive to Plano, and it was very strenuous. The second check was it $1,800? Yeah, it was $1,800, and it's gone up and up ever since. And so in her second month, she replaced her income simply by sharing on Facebook, being passionate, and sharing with every single person that she came in contact with.
So we both lost weight initially, 15 pounds for you, 19 pounds for me, and then that's fluctuated. Phil's plantar fasciitis was gone.
That was the big thing. I had plantar fasciitis for 2 years. My pain in my feet was unbearable. I did steroids, I did orthotics. I spent $2,000 Nothing worked for 2 years, 4 days on Slim. I woke up on the 5th day, started walking to the bathroom for our bed, and didn't have that pain that I had for 2 years. And I'm like, oh, this is different. I'm not used to this. I didn't tell her right away. I waited a few days, and then 18, 19 months later, it's still gone. So I am sold on it for life.
Bill was not initially an ambassador.
No.
He was a, what's going on here, kind of customer under me.
Yeah.
And Plexus, one of the beauties of Plexus is that you can have your spouse join you in this business. And for us, we have really been blessed. At 10 months into my journey as a Plexus ambassador, I became an Emerald ambassador. There's ranks all through our business opportunity. And as an Emerald ambassador, the Lexus that's out in the front is mine and paid for by Plexus every month. Our family went on a trip to Hawaii, paid for by Plexus, and we will be going again this September. And I can easily say that there's a disclosure statement that's out there for Plexus, and whoever invited you can share that information with you. We don't have those exact numbers, but I make a very nice 5-figure a month salary from Plexus, and it's just been such a gift to be able to invest my time where I want to invest my time each and every day, and be able to prioritize and say that my family and my children, and doing things like this and sewing into other people's lives, and you conversely sewing into my life. You can't put a price tag on that. So. And the wood floors that you're standing on, and the thank you. Paid for by Plexus.
Were paid for by Plexus this last month. So
yes,
we love Plexus.
Yeah.
There we go. That's us in a nutshell.
Kind of.
It's us in a nutshell.
You're in it for sure. Okay, so we're gonna get through announcements very quickly. February was a good month. Lots of cold weather, and Phil thinks that this is silly that I said that, but in Texas, like, we really do or don't do things based on the weather. And so as cold as it has been, we did really well. We added 32 ambassadors to the team. We had $112,000 in PV. And then
for this video, that's personal volume, that's sales, essentially revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the month for our team. And the pay point, which is our profit sharing component of our income and our residual income, which is very exciting as you start to grow a business, was up significantly. So it ended at $2.98 a pay point. And so for you to have an idea, as an Emerald, I have to finish with 1,500 pay points in a month. Phil finished with about
over 600.
Yeah, over 600 pay points a month. So that's a really nice residual check before you sell or do anything. Yeah. So we have a number of contests going on. We said we weren't going to have a number of contests, and then we do. But it's fun. We enjoy it. The selfie contest for February is the Pink Drink Junkie sign. I was supposed to pick that up this week and did not get to meet Cheyenne because of the snow. And so it is coming, but that winner is Sherry Spangler. So Sherry, I know, is not watching right at the moment. She's working all day today.
I'm getting a note that they're not able to connect the link.
Okay.
Okay.
You need to fix that.
Hey, okay. Just keep going.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you. We still have the Get Jen to Sapphire contest, and that's an ongoing. As you're adding, we're keeping track of who's adding ambassadors, and the person that has added the most ambassadors when I turn Sapphire will receive $500 from me, as well as $500 from Crede, our upline. So that's $1,000. That's a big thing to be continuing to work towards. And then March Madness, who has printed off their tracker. I know lots of y'all there's been some buzz about this, and this is a fun way to kind of think about, again, I wanted you to have a way. I was really thinking about, why do we do contests? We do contests to help incent you and motivate you for your month. But I also ultimately want you to be more successful with your business. And so these are indicators for success in your Plexus business. And the details are online on our Facebook page. But keep up with this. If you need one, we have several printed off at the back if you haven't printed off yours, but keep track of that. So that's fun. And the winners will be announced on, I think, April 1st, right, Phil?
Yes.
And the first place winner will receive, I can't even remember all this. Where is
It's
that?
right there in front of you, on the left.
I'm reading an example. Oh, there you go. $250, $100 for second place, and $50 for third place. So that'll be fun. Okay. convention. Who is going to convention in the room? Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. So convention is June 4th through 7th in Phoenix, Arizona. And the great thing about being in Dallas, bless you, is that airfare to Phoenix is not that expensive, and it's pretty easy to get on a flight. It's a horrible time of year. We've all decided and discussed that, but if you can be there for part of the time, it's still worth it. If you can be there all of the time, I think, who has anything they want to say that was at convention this last year? Thank you.
Convention was so
Right,
much
same right
fun.
here.
I can't even begin to describe how fun it was. Like a concert, kind of, like the lights and the people that were presenting were very entertaining. You don't want to miss it. You'll want to go back every year.
Beverly, what would you say?
Yeah, for me, it really sealed my belief in the company. To actually see the CEOs up on there and how real they were, and just the integrity of the company, and then just to see that they make everything first class. I mean, we felt like royalty and everything.
Can't drink on tap.
Yeah.
That was worth it, just that, right?
I mean, you walk away saying, I'm doing this, you know, and it was great.
It really is. It does solidify your belief. I think it solidifies the company's values. And while Erica said everything was first class and like showy, it wasn't this like, let's kind of, it wasn't a smoke and mirrors, like let's do all this big stuff and pretend behind the scenes that it's really not what we're presenting it to be. So it's just an excellent, excellent time. And moving into the summer months, I think it was a great also because it really charged you up for even into that time of rest and relaxation of how to share our business and what a gift it is. So before that, our opportunity of a lifetime meeting is on April 7th at the Gaylord Texan in Grapevine. I highly encourage you to come. Again, this is an opportunity to be in a room with probably 1,500 to 2,000 people that are like-minded. Alec Clark will be here with some presenters, some jewels in our company to share. And every time that I go to something like this, even 19 or 20 months in, my belief gets stronger because somebody will stand up in the audience that had been bedridden a year ago and they've just run a 5K. Or there's somebody else that's in the audience that suffered from chronic pain and depression and didn't leave their house, and now they're out and their whole life has changed. And that kind of stuff, that just fires me up, and it fires most people up. So I would really encourage you to come and to be there with us for that. Convention contest, just so you know, there is a convention contest. If you want to go to convention and you're kind of scared of making that commitment financially or even with your time, we want to encourage you to go ahead, register. It's, I think, $79 or $89. You can earn back through our convention contest that's going on right now through the company points to get that reimbursed. So even if you don't get to make it, you can either transfer that ticket to somebody else, sell it to somebody last minute if you can't go. But invest in that. Invest in yourself and invest in that. So that contest goes through May 15th. So we really, really, really want to see everybody push from now until then to see how well you could do.
That's it.
Yeah, you're like, what is that? You're throwing me off. All right, we like to do a little bit of a product highlight at every meeting to talk about one of our products. Hallie, can you hand me the Boost bottle? It's right there. Turn around. We're going to talk about Boost versus Accelerator Plus, and I'm going to kind of lean on y'all a little bit to help and interject as you want, but that is probably one of the most common questions that we get that I still get from customers as well as other ambassadors. But the pink drink is something that we recommend to anybody and everybody. I say often it's like duct tape or Windex, right? We have multiple uses for, duct tape can fix anything based on your father's opinion. And Windex, my big fat Greek wedding, they talk about using Windex for everything. And for us, Slim is that way. Somebody will say, well, what's good for chronic fatigue? What's good for an antidepressant? What's good for regulating your blood sugars? And we kind of throw out Slim because we've seen Slim do so many things for that. But what we also find is that a lot of people are like, what can I take to help me lose weight? What can I get to help kind of jumpstart my metabolism? And so that's when we offer or recommend our product, either Boost or Accelerator Plus. And I don't have a bottle of Accelerator Plus, so I apologize, but you can find it online.
I'll CGI it in later.
Oh, thank you.
Hold your hand up like this.
These great little flyers I just picked up from Alamo Compliant Printing. Jennifer Jassia, she's on Abigail Cantor's team. These are great. I know I posted a picture like Patrice said, but I didn't give y'all the link, and so I apologize. But in here, she has a little explanation, and I think it's great, so I'm going to read them to you. Oh, thank you. Look at that in the purse. Here we go. So my recommendation, I'm going to read these to you, and then we'll talk about who you would offer what to. So the Accelerator Plus helps speed up weight loss and overcome weight plateaus. The combination of ingredients in Slim and Accelerator Plus works synergistically to help lose weight fast. Proven ingredients to boost metabolism, suppress appetite, and accelerate weight loss. This was designed as a companion product to Slim, and we recommend that you do not use this alone. So it really does help. Again, this is something that you don't want to encourage somebody to buy on their own. You want them to purchase it with the Slim. That's why we have all those little nifty packages or combos in the back. And then Boost is looking to turn up the heat on your weight loss. Plexus Boost is an alternative companion to Slim. That's not right in here. Interesting. Formulated to energize your life, Plexus Boost is sure to live up to its name, helping deliver weight loss results you want and energy you need. And again, this is to be accompanied with Slim. But I often people, when they say, what should I do? This really helps turn on your metabolism. So if you are a person that you feel like your metabolism is non-existent, maybe you're not very active, or you have multiple comorbid issues, and that's a horrible word, but it means that basically you might have, let's say you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and you're on medications for all, and you have diabetes. Since you've got multiple issues of things going on, this is something that's going to specifically address just your metabolism, and it's for the less active person. So sometimes that less, and we're not qualifying anybody based on age or not, but somebody, your older audience who maybe don't go to the gym every day, maybe they walk once or twice a week. Accelerator Plus is a great option. Things to know about Accelerator Plus. Who knows something to know about that? Diane.
It has 5-HTP, which will increase your serotonin. So if someone is on an antidepressant that also does that, it can cause that syndrome where you have too much serotonin, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to be careful about who takes that.
You do, or you give them that information, and like many people have done, and they replace their serotonin product that they're taking or a pharmaceutical drug that they're taking with this, so that maybe they're working towards that. And many people have reported uplifted mood, more balanced and regulated with the Accelerator Plus for those kinds of issues. Joy, did you have something else to
It
add?
doesn't have a caffeine-like factor. I'm allergic to caffeine, so I can't
Right.
personally take these.
Right.
But I can take the Accelerator. It does.
Yeah. Awesome. Anybody else have anything to share? Tammy.
Because of the HTP, you can't take it breastfeed.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
That's good to know. Another great, I did not realize that, but that's good. I always just tell breastfeeding moms, just do Slim or Triplex.
Yeah. I always tell people too to take it with food.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And on all of our bottles, we have a suggested use, and it says take up to 2 capsules with 1 stick of Slim. And again, always, always, always encourage somebody to just start with a smaller dose and build up. So starting with 1 when your body especially has never had it. I'll never forget about 7 or 8 months ago, I had educated a customer. She called me one morning, my eyes are about to bug out of my head. And I'm like, okay, let's breathe. What did you take? What are you doing? She had woken up. She had taken her Slim, a full bottle of Slim. Then she had taken 2 of these, and she had had like 3 or 4 bites of like just plain chicken breast. And she was like, why am I waking up? She is somebody that's very sensitive to anything over the counter or not. And once we kind of figured out for her that you have to eat, maybe let's not have the whole bottle of Slim before you take your Accelerator. And then she was able to do it and do it really well and got great results. So it really does matter. And that goes back to good customer care, that we're always in good communication, at least attempting good communication. Okay, so Boost, then all those ideas were great and tips were great. Thank y'all. Thank you very much for sharing. The other thing with Accelerator Plus too is that sometimes when you have a metabolism that works and you take Accelerator Plus, it might amp up your metabolism, which makes you more hungry. And we have to be careful for those of us who, and I'm speaking for myself, who struggle with loving food. If you are more hungry then and you just you can't help yourself, but you continue to eat, or you feel weak because you need to eat, you might see an initial weight gain before all of that balances off. So sometimes that throws people off, but if they can stick with it, they can get to the other side. So Boost, it really is like an amp. I mean, we're talking about, I really recommend this for people that work out on a regular basis, maybe train even. Thinking about, we have 2 ambassadors on our team who are marathon runners. They love Boost. It helps them be able to go out and do 13-mile runs in a day. That is not me. So this does not really work well for me that way, because this tends to give me, you have to be kind of careful with it because you can get kind of a crash. At times, a lot of people like taking this later in the day or even in the evening, and it kind of sustains them, and they kind of deal with that crash through their sleep, and then they're good to go the next day. So it really depends. You do have to be careful with this if you've had adrenal fatigue, because the amount of stimulant that you're giving your body at one time can put you in kind of an overload. And I know for Mr. Mango, the rage kind of came out with Boost just a bit. Just a bit. Yeah. What's wrong with me?
But whatever you do,
Down the red bottle.
keep that bottle about 6 feet away from it at all times.
And so it's just, and again, this is what's so great for your customers, is that we can give them the option to kind of feel it out for themselves, because what works for Joy doesn't work for Bill, or vice versa, or whatever. And so when having that 60-day money-back guarantee is an awesome thing for people to at least say that they've tried it. Because I don't know about y'all, but doesn't it just kill you if there's been some kind of opportunity and you feel like you've missed it and you never had that chance to see if it worked for you or not? We want to give people the opportunity to try things and then go back and then readjust their schedule as needed. This again says 2 capsules per serving. Again, this is something that I would be very careful to start with slowly, eat before, and then look at the timing of the day that you take it. Questions? Any more comments?
Good.
Very attentive audience. Okay, so now, very excited. It's not the first time that she's spoken for us, but certainly I feel like it's just very pivotal, and I know that she's really nervous. But I just pray that just turns into nervous excitement and energy. But Erica is going to share with us. I know she has 4 guests here today, which again is just kind of testament of the passion that is really driving her right now. And it is so exciting for me. Phil and I, when we wrote our goals at the beginning of the year, or at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, we have really achieved the success that we have achieved with financially with this business. We can still go further, but it has been such a blessing, and that has not been our focus. My heart and my focus is to see lives changed and dramatically impacted by what Plexus can be, because I've seen it happen in other teams, and I'm like, I want to see it in our team. And it's achievable for every single person in this room, and that's what's awesome. But there's something about your mind and heart getting in alignment and making that decision that the line is drawn in the sand, and no matter what, this is where I'm going, no matter how scary it is. And Erica has really walked that out in the last 6 months, and even more recently in the last 2 weeks and week, as much as yesterday. And she's going to share with you. But Phil and I, we're just so proud of you. We're like proud parents. And I'm so thankful that hockey brought us together, and that Plexus will keep us together for life. And we love you wholeheartedly, and we're behind you 1,000%, and we cannot wait to see what the rest of the year holds for you. So without further ado, Erica Garcia.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Let me just take a second. Is it working? Do we know?
Oh, you're good. Yeah, we're
I
on.
just want to say hi to California. I have a team in California that is working hard,
Yeah,
and
you have to adjust it just a little
yes,
bit.
a little taller.
It's all about where you want to stand.
I need it up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
So anyway, I'm going to try not to focus on that.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you a little bit about my story first. I'm really here to talk about the financial benefits that Plexus has afforded me and my family. I am 37 years old, newly separated from my husband of 17 years. I have 3 children, an 11-year-old girl. and oh my gosh, Dawn. I'm so sorry. Oh, now I got the shaky leg going. All right, so I have a 11-year-old little girl. She's my middle child. I always start with her because the middle children always feel like they get left out. So she's my first one that I announce. And then I have a 13-year-old boy, Noah, who has played hockey with Riley Mango. That's how I got into this business. And then I have Lily, my little 8-year-old. I wanted to tell y'all for those that can't see, I'm a very tall woman. I'm about 5'10". I always kind of tricked myself and said that I carried my weight well, because there's a lot of room here. But so I played that game for many years. Lily was 6 and I still had some post-baby weight. That's my youngest. And so I had tried Weight Watchers. It worked great. Except for I was miserable and didn't feel like I could really partake in activities and live a normal life with my family. So that part kind of sucked. And then I would lose the weight and gain the weight back. So that kind of it would work for a while, but not like I needed it to. And then I even did, do y'all remember? I don't remember what it's called. Sensa is what it was called. It was this like little salt stuff that okay, so I did that, thought it worked okay. I really felt like my appetite was being suppressed until I was at work one day and I caught myself pouring it on a Snickers candy bar. I realized at that point that was probably not working for me. But I was on an auto ship, so I continued to get it for, I don't know, like 6 months, just because they were so awful to deal with on the phone that I just said, keep sending it, I guess, because they would always turn me around and make me change my mind. That Plexus doesn't do that. As you all know, we can call the day before our auto ship is supposed to go out and change our order or stop our order. So anyway, that's refreshing. So anyhow, when I just kind of given up altogether, I just kind of felt like, God just kind of wanted me to be a big lady, It wasn't really impeding anything in my life. I didn't feel like, I was one of those moms that would want to go put a bathing suit on anyway. So I realized shortly after that I was just not happy with that. I felt like at that point I was too young and I had too much life ahead of me and I needed to do something, but I didn't know what to do. So luckily, that's when Jen walked into the hockey rink, and I remember what you were wearing. I remember I was thinking about that this morning. You handed me I said, well, what is it, Jen? Because her hair looked great, her skin looked great. She'd lost about 15 pounds at that point, and I hadn't seen her for a little while. And I even remember the purse that you were carrying that you took that Plexus Slim packet out of and handed me in the bleacher behind you. So I asked her, what is it? And I had seen her post, but I thought for sure it had to be something that I wouldn't be able to afford. And because a lot of diet regimens are very expensive. And so I thought it's probably not for me, but I'll ask her about it, And she handed me that Slim, and I just remember texting her or calling her the next day and saying, okay, it's 2. I'm not hungry. It's working. And I figured at that day, I thought, this is real. And I started reading about it online and I do everything. And I realized that, this could really make a difference in my life. So luckily for it worked pretty quickly. I want to jump in as an ambassador just so I could, get it over post. Sorry. I ended up having a lot of sales. I think the first 2 weeks they're imitating. They're practicing. You ate. That's about $800. And I remember walking into the grocery store and saying, can't be real. I'll believe it when the money's put in my account. And my first full month as an ambassador, it was around $1,800. Kind of like what you just said. Yeah, I followed that for a while. Then they just took off and left me in the dust. But I'm working there. And so ever since my first full month, or second, my paychecks have been, can I say, over $2,000 a month at least, and beyond that. So huge blessing. I've been a kid into hockey, which is a very expensive sport. I feel like I'm constantly making payments. Luckily, the payment part. But we were able to take a nice beach vacation last summer, fully paid for by Plexus. I've paid for Plexus I've paid for Christmas the last 2 years completely on my own. And this past week, I made the huge leap of faith and decision to leave my full-time job at a school here in this school district. And I am going to be working my Plexus business full-time. Very exciting. To be able to have that option right now for my children in the situation that we're in is such a blessing. I don't even have the words to say, but it just felt like there were lots of appointments and places that I needed to be that were making me come up short as a mom and also as an employee. And so I just felt like it was the best thing to be able to just cut it and say, this is my focus and I'm going to make it work. And I have no doubt, I feel a definite surge just since making the decision 3 or 4 days ago. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And I'm not going back after spring break. So, I mean, that's how quickly the decision was
What
made.
was your job at school?
Well,
so you're not a teacher.
No,
so
I worked
you're
in the
leaving
office.
kids high and
No,
dry.
I'm not a teacher. No. I worked in the office, so it's not like I have like a classroom of kids that are going to be crying on Monday because their teacher's not there or anything like that. But definitely, it was a decision that I had to come to sooner or later. And I really feel now, as I'm standing here, that I should have done it months ago.
Mm.
I really do. And y'all were always like, well, they never pressured me, never anything. But I know that they were waiting for that text where I was just like, I just want to do Plexus full time because it is my passion. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I don't have a lot of friends that I go out with on a regular basis. But the one consistent thing is, and people make fun of me for it in a joking, loving way, is my Plexus. Everybody knows. Yep.
And your selfies, yes.
And my selfies. But that's part of my business, my marketing tool. That's what I tell people.
For sure.
Because, well,
You are the selfie queen.
I just want people to see that that haven't seen me for a long time, that it's still this way. It's been 1.5 years since I started Plexus. I have dropped, I'm between 52 and 53 pounds since starting. And I just want people to know that it's real and it's staying, it's staying off. It's not like, I want people to realize that it's not a gimmick. It's the real deal. So, does anybody have any questions or anything? I'm still nervous, but
That was fantastic. Let's give you a big hand.
I'll hop in there. I don't know how you follow that because I remember being at the hockey rink and Jen sharing that with you, and you were there too, yes. And it's just been fun to watch your journey. And we knew listen, we never wanted you to ever have to quit your job, but we knew that at the right time, it was going to completely take your business to a whole new level. And so we're believing that. We know it. Timing is everything, and I don't believe that anything happens out of coincidence. It's all the right time. So we're very proud of you. And Erica's a great leader to our folks in California. In fact, I think we're working on a trip to come see the California team.
I'm going.
And we're going to do some meetings out there. Thank you. Great job. I don't know how you follow that. It was just fantastic.
It goes really well then with what you're going to share.
It does. It really, the topic today,
Can you
or
get your
training today.
glasses on?
Can you stop and you totally ruining it?
Oh, I didn't ruin it.
Yeah, it's okay. So the topic for today is getting out of your comfort zone. And the thing I'm going to share with you, I'm going to post the link to the website. But there's I'm almost as tall as Erica. There we go. What I'm going to share today is the link is going to be on the website, and it's 52 different ways to get out of your comfort zone. And let me read this little blurb. We are ruled by habits. We do things the same way because it's comfortable. But the risk in staying firmly inside our comfort zones is that it creates a psychological barrier that can lead to real limitations. So, says this author and speaker, Dennis Waitley. Because we haven't done anything dynamic in a long time, we actually believe that we cannot do anything. After all, says William J. Hall, MD, director of the Center of Healthy Aging at the University of Rochester Medical Center, when you start something new, particularly in a creative area, it's just like a whack on the side of your head to your brain. Kind of shakes things up. So out of these 52, I just grabbed a few of them to give you. And again, all 52 will be listed. But I want to encourage you to try and do something this month that gets you outside your comfort zone. Where's my phone? Can you hand that to me? I have this picture, and I'll show, you all saw it on Facebook, and I'll show the studio audience at home. There we go. That was taken yesterday at Costco. And I can tell you how many people, when you're shopping, run into somebody typically, either that you know from a previous life or you've seen. Yeah, thank you, Helen. Our funny thing is with our family is we can't go anywhere. We're going to run into somebody. So we have to be careful how we look and not look like bums. I tend to look like a bum when I go out. And I'm like, I'm going to run into somebody that I know, and this is how they're going to think of me. So we're at Costco, and Jen thinks she recognizes somebody from how many years ago?
Oh, 10.
10
9 or 10 years ago.
10 years ago when she was doing speech pathology, and this a parent.
And Phil also, aside, makes fun of me for all the times that I think I know somebody and I don't. Okay, so that is the qualifier.
Yeah, no.
Not so great with it always.
Yeah, that person's actually Asian, and you're thinking of someone who's actually white. But no, that's not that. That's not that. No. So anyway, she thinks she recognizes, and here's the comfort zone. The comfort zone is, let's just continue along our path of Costco and never know if that's really the person. The uncomfortable thing is taking the 20 steps towards that person and going, "Are you so-and-so?"
And I didn't remember her name, so I was like, "I know you." And she was like,
So long and short of it,
Was it her?
"It was her."
it was her.
Oh, wow.
It was her. And how the conversation go? Rather, step up here real quickly.
So she said, so I walk up. Phil has taken off with the basket, so I'm by
I
myself.
stay in my comfort zone. I'm out of here.
I'm like, and I don't see her face turn around. So anyway, so she turns around, and I'm like, "I know you," kind of like that, like not very bold at all. And she was like, "Oh yes, hi," and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name, but I know and her son's name came to her because it was an ECI family. And Diane, who's one of our ambassadors through Dawn, I met them both basically through ECI because Dawn and I, we were at the same school, but anyway, that's one story.
Here we go.
So she said, "Liam," and I asked how the boys were. The boy that I had seen for therapy is 14 now. I saw him when he was 4.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, a long time. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And she's like, "Wow, you look really good." She's like, "I'm so fat." I mean, that was how the conversation went. And so I'm like, "Oh, I'm not doing speech therapy anymore. This is what I'm doing." And I had on my Plexus sweatshirt, so it was easy to say.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I gotta get you a sample. And I'm like doing this and I'm like, there's no fill. So I'm like, hold on. And she's like, don't go to your car. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to the car. So I find Phil finds me and comes back. And she's a nurse that works at night, works nights, and she has no energy and she feels awful. And she's probably gained 25 or 30 pounds since I had seen her. And she left excited and hopeful. And it's like, I'm going to connect with you. This is so cool. Thank you so much. And so
the gift that we have to share is never inside the comfort zone. It always has to be outside the comfort zone to be able to share that gift.
And y'all, I was at Costco. Y'all saw the picture. I was mad at Phil for posting. I mean, I was in my sweatshirt and stuff. We had been running around. I was not, where you feel like you have to have everything right and you need to look a certain size and you need to be this and you need to be that.
You just pass it around so everyone can see your picture.
Oh, let's not.
I did too. I was
Thank
like, dang, that's good.
It always wants to go there. So anyway, I think it will pay off no matter what. Every time you do it, whether it flops or not, it makes it that much easier to do it the next time. And I know Tammy had posted to her team, and she did yesterday 2 times, giving out cards. And it's like you just have to do it, scared and all, because they're not going to eat you.
Because the impact on her life could be completely change her life, and if you don't take those 10 steps, nothing changes.
Right.
So here's some things to do to prompt you, because we're talking about Plexus, but you have to do some primers and some things to kind of spark that ability to get out of your comfort zone. So number 1, if you're not doing this, read a book a month. When you read, it stretches your brain. It stretches your creativity. We do this, not consistently, but we do this a lot, and our kids go crazy, but it's so good. Unplug gadgets for No Tech Sundays. Yeah, unplug gadgets. We do this, we call it, what do we call it? We say no gadget Sunday? No, we call it something else. Yeah, no phone Sundays, unplug. Yeah. Number 3, and this is, don't do this on Sunday, but download an app that makes you uncomfortable and learn how to use it. I tease my wife because everything electronic just frightens her. I mean, it's just, if the internet doesn't work, I'll literally get a call if I'm traveling and go, the internet doesn't work. Yeah. So try an app that scares you, download it and master it.
Or
Zoom. Zoom is a video conference calling thing that's free that has completely changed how we're communicating with our leaders. It is fantastic. But that would have frightened you, and you took it on and did it. It's great. Here's one I like. Create a major concrete goal requiring many incremental ones, such as running your first marathon while training to climb Mount McKinley. Okay. That is something that is so big and out there, but it will stretch your brain to say, why not? Why not? Okay, I like this one. Find a role model who overcame big hurdles to do what you want to do. So find someone that is at the mountaintop, that has overcome some things that you need to overcome, and ask them to be your mentor.
And y'all, you don't have to look far. In our company, over and over and over again, you can find stories if you need somebody or if you're in a situation, talk to your upline. And I cannot tell you how many people, we really do have a company culture of one Plexus, and it does not matter whose team you are on. This week I was mentored by Kelly Norman, who is a diamond in Norman, Oklahoma, and she had posted something and I felt really like it just seared me right in the heart. And I was watching her and I was crying, and I reached out to her and I said, thank you for posting this. You don't even know that I watched it, but it really meant a lot to me. She sent me back a long message. Then not 2 hours later, I get a message from her saying, would you speak to my team? Would you be willing to participate in a meeting to speak to my team because of what you shared? I would love for you to do that for me. So
good. Another one. I think we're going to try this one. Learn to tango.
We're the Mangos. Let's tango.
I mean,
Callie, bring it.
You know. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, number 7, try a new recipe. We get in ruts where we tease each other about like, oh, it's fish night. Oh, it's
Yeah. You
heat
start
and
cooking,
serve
you can
night.
see how it goes.
I love this one. Watch a TV show in a foreign language. Don't do it when you're stressed out, but literally spend 30 minutes and watch a TV show in a foreign language. What happens is when your brain hears another language, it actually gets stimulated and it opens creativity. So try that. And I'll give you one more. Get over your intimidation and hang with people more successful than you. So I can say personally, some of my best friends are way more successful than me. They literally, but they treat me as equal. I seek them for wisdom, and I call them great friends. But from a financial standpoint, they blow me out of the water. But I purposely sought them out with good intention, that they were good people, and I wanted to just drip. I want to learn. How do you do things? How do you think differently than how I think? And so I reached out and did that. Okay, so that's just some things. I'll send the link. There's 52 different things that you can do to kind of stretch yourself outside your comfort zone. But I'm going to do something right now and stretch myself. First and foremost, here's one thing that I'm doing to stretch myself outside of comfort zone. In this box is the Pimsleur method for French. I want to learn how to speak French. I've talked about this for years with my wife, but I've taken no action. So I ordered this, and it came this week. I've got a couple more boxes, and so over the next 12 months, parlez-vous français? Yeah, see, oui. That's it. That's all I've got. But I'm going to learn. And here's another thing. I'll get on my comfort zone. So this is even bigger than French. So when I was a kid, I was diagnosed with a lazy eye. My left eye was a lazy eye. It was going left and everything else was looking straight. I had a lazy eye. So from kindergarten, my entire year of kindergarten, I had to wear a patch over my right eye so that my left eye would have to focus. I even have somewhere my kindergarten picture, and I've got a patch over my eye and my kindergarten. Like they didn't even think to take the patch off so I could just take a picture. They kept it on for my kindergarten picture. And then I had glasses all the way through 4th grade, and I just was self-conscious about it. It made me uncomfortable. So this past few weeks, we're doing a This Is 40 doctor's visits. We're optometrists, the doctor that you don't want to see when you're a man and 40. I've done that one. That was awesome. And then that's a whole nother story. And then we're seeing the dentist. We're just getting all these things out of the way. So we go to the optometrist. Jen's vision is
It's bad. It's been bad,
It's-
but whatever. It's fine. I have
it's
contacts.
she has contacts. She's slept in them many times, etc. So we go. I'm like, I don't need glasses. I had this whole thing about glasses, having a lazy eye patch and glasses since the 4th grade. So my vision's 20/25, and the doctor says, you're at that age. You don't need them right now, but you might need them pretty soon. And honestly, I think they can improve if you get some glasses. And I existed for 40 years, 30 some odd years, because of the kid and get made fun of with my lazy eye patch and have Coke bottle glasses. And so when I got out of them, I'm like, I swear I'll never do them again. So I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, because this week I got my first set of glasses since 4th grade. And I'm going to put them on in front of all of you and say, I don't mind wearing glasses and getting out of my comfort zone, this is huge for me to do. It's little as it seems, right? To all glasses, it's like, what's the big deal, right? But exactly. But to me, it's a big deal. And that's when I say back when those of you who are like, I'm scared to go talk to somebody about plexus who I don't know. To me, what? I do that every day. I'll walk up to a stranger. That's no problem. Jen does it now. No big deal. So all of us have these fears and these things that prevent us from being everything that we want to be. And when we can get to that place and outside the comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. I'm thoroughly convinced. What is it? Oh, the poor baby.
We're
Yeah.
feeling bad about the baby.
That's
the
all right.
mama is.
It's on my fault. I look like Shrek, so I scare babies and little children. It's all right. So anyway, I've got a couple of things. Who? Let me ask you this: who's got a fear right now that just kind of holds them in their tracks? Who is, in terms of getting outside your comfort zone? Who's willing to say right now, here's something that makes me really uncomfortable and can admit it in a group setting? Okay, Dawn.
I can talk to anybody in the store. I get teased all the time because I can stand and have a conversation with anybody about anything.
Okay.
Don't ask me to bring up my Plexus business. Unless somebody says, oh, you've lost weight, or oh, you look great, or oh my gosh, you have so much energy, what are you doing? Yeah. Then I can go, oh. Yeah, but I won't
Start it.
I won't start it. I could talk to anybody. I literally could walk up to somebody
Mhm.
and go, oh my gosh, I love your glasses, and it's sincere.
Yes,
I
of course.
just don't want to be perceived as that Mary Kay lady that comes up to you in the post office.
Or the person in the mall,
Makeup.
the person in the mall that has the samples that tries to spray you. Yeah.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Okay. So that is a deep-rooted fear of rejection.
Right.
That if I open my mouth about Plexus, they're going to see me as phony and fake and reject me.
That's exactly right.
Okay. So what can you do this week to get out of that comfort zone and break a fear? It's like if I said to you, a shark is right in my living room, it's going to eat you alive. You wouldn't believe that for a second. Shark can't live outside of water. He can't bite me. But that's the same thing that you have right now with sharing Plexus to a
I
stranger.
have a magnet on my car. That was huge.
Okay.
I'm driving around with a Plexus magnet on my car. That was huge.
Will you make the commitment this week to bring up Plexus to someone in public that doesn't ask you about it?
Yes, as long as I don't have to post a damn selfie.
Okay, good.
There's your prayer.
I want you to share that with a total stranger that you bring Plexus up to in public. Deal? Okay. All right, who else is willing to admit to a fear? Yes,
Mine was just coming today,
Wow.
that is huge.
which I told Erica, I was like, I will come for you. This is so out of my comfort zone to do this, so.
And I appreciate that. So, for admitting that, I've got this for you. You can share it with somebody else, or you can take it. We do we do chanting and different things at the end, right? With everyone? Okay, no, we're not doing that.
Wasn't too scary, right?
Okay.
Right, no, I mean, even my husband, as I'm walking out the door, was like, have fun at your cool meeting.
Ah, that's great. That's great.
But he's been doing it for 2 months, but he's still just.
Right.
Yeah.
Beverly, do you have the knife that we use for blood? And okay, cool. We'll do that in a little bit. We like to keep it light. We like to keep it fun. And quite honestly, this is fun to do together because we're, like you said earlier, we are in the business of changing lives from a health perspective and from a wealth perspective because we've seen that happen for ourselves, and we get the biggest high from seeing other people do it and experience it. And so we don't want to deny that experience for someone that we don't know just because we've got some insecurity. Because the worst thing they could do is just say, well, that's nice, and walk away. Cool. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. That's fine.
I don't even know what to say after that.
It doesn't
Oh
matter.
my gosh. No, I think that to your answer, no, because you knew Erica and you trusted her, then that was like validity enough that even if the rest of us were weird, you knew her and you're like, okay, I trust her. And I can't say to those of you who are newer, who are just checking things out, and people in this room will all attest to this, I believe, is that over and over and over again, you're not in a room full of weirdos. You are not in a room full of a bunch of people that are making up stories or pulling things out of the sky. It is genuine stories. And I think just even the fact that the products don't work for everybody in the exact same way is testament to the realness and the validity of them, that God made us, each and every one of us, different. We all have different color hair and different color eyes and different body shapes and different body styles and different health conditions in our families. We can't expect that one product could just blanket over it and take care of every single thing in the same way. And so because I respond to Slim differently than you respond to Slim, is the beauty of it in itself, because it's doing what it needs to do for you and it's doing what it needs to do for me, and it just manifests itself in a different way and on a different timeline. So,
Totally.
and then the fear thing, we are going to have a leaders call on fears, addressing fears, because I feel like that's the next place that we really need to go as a team, of really identifying what those core fears are that we all deal with. And I still would deal with them 20 months in.
Yeah.
And with the level and measure of success that we've had, that's where fear goes back, and it's innate. It's something that's inside that we have to dig out from the inside out, and no outside condition is going to make it better until we address what's on the inside.
Great. All right, one more thing. Who has not registered for convention and did not go last year, who wants to register is either today or as soon as you leave today? Is there anyone here?
Today or as soon as
you leave this meeting, is there anyone here that is considering registering for a convention that has not done so? Okay. All right, well, if someone's watching online and sees this and messages me, I have a gift for you. So message me that you've registered for convention today, and this is coming your way. Cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Anything else? All right. Well, we want to thank you all for come on.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a stranger. The professor.
Okay, we're wrapping it up.
Just thank you. Have a great March. We appreciate you and love you. And
Yeah.
go Plexus.
Go Plexus.